Hi everyone, it's Don from Don's Family Vacation, and this week I thought I'd bring you kind of another different video. A couple weeks ago or a month ago or so, I brought out a video recounting my worst cruise ever. And it was one that I knew was going to be a bad one because I knew it was a scam going in, but I needed to show my clients at the time who were canceling cruises thinking they had just won a free cruise. And I wanted to show them exactly what they were getting. And it was a horrible cruise, absolutely horrible. So I thought to myself, well, I brought out the negative cruise, so why don't I tell you about the most fantastic cruise that I've ever been on? And trust me, you won't believe the luck I had on this cruise. And I'm going to tell you all about it right after this. Okay, so back in 2011, I was with a different travel company at the time, and I had just joined them, and I had met a bunch of people at a conference that they were holding, you know, a general yearly meeting and stuff like that. And I went because I wanted to introduce myself and kind of network with people and get to know people. Well, I made quite a few friends down there, and lo and behold, about a month later, I get this call from one of the people that I met during the conference, and she was there saying she has a group cruise on the Oasis of the Seas, and she's feeling really, really sick, and she can't go. Is there any way that I can go and do the tour? She was hosting this cruise of about 20 cabins. And I had really nothing else to do at the time. So, hey, any chance to get out on a cruise, I would jump at. And so she transferred everything into my name, and I got all the people's names that were on the cruise, and found out about them and things like that. And yeah, there were 42 people in all, and we're heading off to the Oasis of the Seas for a Caribbean cruise. And great, you know, I love doing stuff like that. So I fly down, and we're boarding in Miami, and everything's going great. I meet people ahead of time. They all seem like a great bunch of people out there. I struck up some friendships almost right away, and to this day, I still talk to some of those people, even 7, 8 years later. So yeah, we had a great time on this cruise, and I'm going to tell you why. Yeah, it all starts off with as I get a signal that we're allowed to go. Our luggage is now in our staterooms, and we can go to our stateroom. She had booked an inside stateroom, so as you know, they're quite small like this. You know, they're not overly small. They're perfect for a single person like myself, and even couples if you want to save money, especially on the large ships. But I get there, and there's a note on my door saying, "Sorry, please come to customer service." And I started to go, here we go, because my motto in life has always been if I didn't have bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. So I said I was expecting the worst when I got down there, and I get down to guest services. I tell them my room, cabin, and the girl at the desk, she goes, "I'm sorry, sir, there's a problem in your stateroom. One of the bathroom pipes burst, and it soaked the bathroom and part of the bed and stuff like that, so that room was unavailable." And I knew this cruise was completely sold out because it was a holiday cruise, everyone was off on vacation, and I said, now am I going to end up sleeping in the cruise cabin or something along these lines, or are they going to ask me to step aside and step off the boat? And she says, just a minute, she's going to get her supervisor back. Supervisor comes back, and she says, I have some bad news and I have some good news. And I'm going, well, I hope I already heard the bad news. And she says, you understand that your cabin is under repair right now? And I go, yeah. She says, unfortunately, we only have one cabin left. And I said, oh, well, you know, I was in an inside stateroom anyway, so how much worse can it get? And it turned out to be not too bad, because they put me in the presidential suite on the Oasis of the Seas. 2,400 square foot cabin with huge wraparound balconies, It had a piano, it had a bar, a dining room, 2 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a hot tub on the deck. It was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. My jaw was dropped because I have never, before or since, stayed in a cabin like that. I'm usually an inside, or if I'm really lucky, I might get a mini suite. But I tell you, this cabin was spectacular. And so, how can you have a bad cruise when something like that happens? And the manager that escorted me up to the room uh, says, because I'm in this room, apparently the person who had booked it had canceled at the last minute. It's the reason it was available. Um, I get all the perks of somebody staying in a presidential suite. So I had champagne at my beck and call. I had chocolate strawberries, terry cloth robes, upgraded sheets, upgraded pillows, upgraded everything. I had a steward that was responsible only for my cabin, and I could ask them to do anything. I had first booking to any fine dining restaurant on board at any time I wanted to go. It was like I couldn't believe all this was happening. And I started telling some of the people on my tour when they found out that I was in the presidential suite. And I ended up giving a little cocktail party up there because it was such a huge suite and everyone wanted to see it. And we went up and took a look at it. And quite often during that 7-day cruise, I would have no problem. There was always 10 to 20 people in my room just hanging out because they knew I was hosting the tour up there. So that being said, we had a great time. We did some events that Karen had scheduled for the group and everything like this. And it doesn't end there. I'm already ecstatic with the room I've had. It's a fantastic cruise on the largest ship in the world. What could be better? One more thing. I was waiting for an event to happen on the third last day of the cruise. And while I was waiting, it was right beside the casino. So I said, all right, I'm not a big gambler, but I'll go spend a few dollars. I'm having a great cruise. So I went in and I sat down at a couple of the slot machines while I was waiting. And I was playing away, just losing as normal. And then a couple people from the party that I was escorting came up behind me and were watching me play and talking to me at the same time. And for some reason, the conversation got around to what would happen if I won. And I said to them, I said, well, if I win here in the next few minutes, I'll plan something special for everybody on the last day of the cruise. And 3 clicks of the wheel later, I won $7,400 on the Progressive slot machine. And I'm looking around and they're looking at me and we can't believe it just happened. The bells are going off. And I'm going to myself, dang it. I said I would spend this money on everybody on the cruise. I could have won $7,000. But it's, to me, in my way, it was free money. I had no expectations of winning any money on this cruise. I've already had the best cruise I've ever had. And so they were joking around that they were going to hold me to it and that I was going to back out on them and stuff like this. And yeah, that's not quite in my nature. So what I ended up doing and surprising everybody on our last port in Cozumel is I ended up renting a private catamaran. And they took us, all 42 of us, on the catamaran out to a private island just offshore to a private beach where we were able to snorkel and dive and swim, and then they made a big seafood barbecue for us, and all the drinks and alcohol was included because we paid for it with the winnings from the casino a couple nights before. So I've been on a catamaran before, but I've never been on one where we were the boss of the catamaran. We could tell it to go here, go there. Everything was free. We didn't have to worry about prices. And we had such a good time. It was amazing. And yeah, it was basically free for all of us. So presidential suite, on a cruise I wasn't even booked on to begin with. Somebody asked me to cover for them. Private catamaran, winning in the casino, all the perks and things that came with the suite. Wow. Come on. Can it get much better than that as far as a lucky streak goes? Because I haven't experienced anything like that before that or since at all. So it was amazing. And to this day, Karen, I keep in touch with. I'm not with that company anymore, but I keep in touch with her, and she'll send me when we're talking on emails, and she'll say that this person requested that I be on her cruise again, and I'm not with them anymore. But because they all were able to get treated to that catamaran and all the good things that happened just because of luck, not because of anything else. So there is my best experience ever taking a cruise. And I would say that cruise counted for 10 of other cruises because I always enjoy cruises, but that was one to remember forever. So there you go. That was my best, and I'd have to say luckiest, cruise I've ever been on in my life. And I'll take 10 of the worst cruises I've ever been on in my life if I could have one of those, because it was absolutely amazing. So I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more cruise videos and more vacation videos and tips, please hit that subscribe button. Until next time, here's hoping your luck holds out and you have a great vacation.